This is the story of a man named Victor, who lived on the outskirts of a small town called Kondopoga. Near the town was an old abandoned warehouse, sitting quietly at the edge of the woods. One cold afternoon, a tiny bear cub had wandered into this warehouse lost and frightened. It shivered on the cold, damp floor, letting out weak cries as it desperately searched for its mother. Its little round eyes looked around nervously. Every small sound made the cub jump, hoping its mother had come back, but the forest outside remained silent. The rusty metal doors creaked loudly as the wind blew through, making the place even more unsettling. The air was thick with the smell of oil and rotting wood. The poor cub wandered in circles, sniffing around piles of broken wooden crates, but after a while, its tiny legs grew tired. Finally, it sat down under a beam of light coming through a broken window, letting out soft, puppy-like whimpers. At that very moment, Victor was nearby. He often visited the warehouse, searching for old furniture and antiques. That day, while searching through the rubble, he heard the faint cries. At first he thought it was a puppy or maybe a kitten trapped somewhere. Curious, he carefully stepped across the rusted floors, following the faint sound. As he turned a corner near a pile of broken crates, he froze. There, right in front of him, was a small fuzzy bear cub, looking up with wide, frightened eyes. A chill ran down Victor's spine. His first thought was, is the mother bear nearby? He took a few steps back, scanning the area carefully. He stood still for several minutes, listening closely. There was nothing, no sounds, except the wind blowing through the broken windows. No big bear came charging in. The cub didn't act aggressively. It simply sat there, exhausted, trembling, and letting out soft cries. Victor's heart softened. He stood there, debating whether to leave or help the poor animal. After a moment, he whispered to himself, "It's just a baby. I can't leave it here." Slowly, he approached. The cub didn't run or try to attack him. It only tilted its head, staring at Victor with helpless eyes. Speaking softly like he was calming a frightened child, Victor said, "It's okay, little one. I won't hurt you." He gently reached out and touched its back. The cub shivered but didn't resist. Victor carefully lifted the cub into his arms. It was lighter than he expected. Its fur was soft, warm, and carried a faint smell of the forest. Victor searched every room and dark corner of the warehouse, hoping to find the mother, but all he found was emptiness and silence. Finally, he stepped outside, walking along the edge of the forest, calling out, "Is anyone there? Is there a mother bear nearby?" No answer came, only the wind whispering through the trees. The sun was already setting, and darkness was creeping in. Victor looked at the little cub resting against his chest and made a decision. "You're coming home with me. I'll find a way to help you." He placed the bear cub in the passenger seat of his old pickup truck, wrapping it in a warm blanket. He drove straight to the nearest veterinary clinic in town. At the clinic, a young veterinarian named Elena came rushing out, surprised to see a bear cub. "Where did you find this little one?" she asked while gently examining the cub. Victor explained everything. After a quick checkup, Elena assured him that the cub wasn't injured, just weak and hungry. She then explained that if Victor wanted to care for the bear legally, he would need to register with the local wildlife rescue center. Without hesitation, Victor agreed. They completed all the paperwork, medical checks, and vaccinations. Elena smiled and said, "You might just have found a lifelong friend." Victor decided to name the cub Misha, a popular Russian name for bears. As they left the clinic, Misha snuggled into Victor's arms like a child. At home, Victor made sure Misha was comfortable. He fed him milk from a bottle, prepared soft food, mashed vegetables, and oatmeal. He even set up a large, cozy basket filled with blankets next to the fireplace for Misha to sleep in. Victor spent countless hours playing with Misha, training him to use the bathroom properly, and slowly introducing him to the world outside. At first, the neighborhood kids were scared when they saw the bear cub, but slowly, curiosity overcame fear. The children would come closer, and Victor would reassure them, "He's very gentle, just be kind to him." Eventually, Misha became friends with everyone. He would curl up in the children's arms, enjoying their affection. Every weekend, Victor and Misha visited the Central Park, where they became a familiar sight. People would stop to greet them, take pictures. Forgot, Misha's story spread throughout the town. Victor felt proud. Watching Misha grow and seeing how much joy he brought to everyone made him feel younger and full of life. On sunny afternoons, they would sit under a tree, share bread, and watch children play nearby. 6 months passed, and Misha grew bigger and stronger, his fur thickened, his eyes sparkled with health, but his gentle nature never changed. People in town loved him even more. Tourists often asked to take photos, and Misha sat calmly for each picture, like a true celebrity. For Victor, Misha was no longer just a wild animal. He was family, a companion who brought warmth and happiness into his once lonely life. One peaceful afternoon, as they sat together under the shade of a large tree, Victor thought to himself, "What if I hadn't gone to that warehouse that day? This little soul would have been lost forever." No, but fate had brought them together. Now, Misha was no longer scared, no longer lost. He had a home, a family, and people who loved him. In the small town of Kondopoga, the story of the lost bear cub became a living legend. To this day, locals tell visitors the heartwarming tale of Victor and Misha, the man who saved a bear cub and gained a best friend. Dear friends, thank you for watching this story. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell for more heartwarming stories. Your support means the world to us.